If you've been on the internet for the last 2 weeks, I'm sure you have probably seen that Netflix has been doing a lot of announcements. And I want to talk about the 5 announcements that they've done, how some of them are good, some of them are bad, and there's at least one I don't think they have any control over, even though a lot of people are complaining about. I'm the Noob. Let's talk about what Netflix has been up to. So the first thing that Netflix announced was that they were going to do their own anime version of Ultraman. Now, if you are like me and grew up with the Power Rangers back in the 90s, you have to give thanks to Ultraman. See, Ultraman was a show back in the 1960s that basically anything Power Ranger-ish about transforming into suits and fighting monsters pretty much owes their respect to this thing. A latest example you can think of if you're curious to what it looked like, go watch SSS Gridman. That is basically Ultraman in a nutshell. As you can see, they're doing their 3D animation that they've done with some of the other animes that they've done, which I'm okay with. They're actually keeping with the classic armor of Ultraman and with some of the moves like Ultra Beam, and I'm actually kind of enjoying this. See, I've been watching SSS Gridman, and I have loved it. So I kind of want to see the Netflix version of Ultraman, because as long as they keep it very true to Ultraman, I think it will do perfect, and fans will actually come to like it. Now, the second thing that Netflix announced was they have gotten the license right to show Evangelion. Now, if you've ever watched anime, ever been a fan of robot, manga, animes and stuff like that, there will always be comparisons back to Evangelion. Now, even I watched it, and back in the day I liked it. As I grew up, I liked it less, but it is a staple of Japanese animation in the West. And now the thing that was a surprise was, about 10 years ago was the last time it was licensed to be shown in the West. Now, it has got a fan base that is dedicated. And it was a surprise that no other company wanted to pick it up, because I don't know about you, but when it went off the air, I thought Funimation would have picked it up because it had a fan base, people were watching it, people are buying it. Even to today, people still compare animes to it. But I don't know if it was money, or people didn't want to take the risk, or the fact that it wasn't going anywhere because the show had ended, but it was never picked up. Now, Funimation did get the rights to the movies, the Evangelion 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, still no 4.0. They didn't pick up the other ones, but they got the movie versions. Why? Why not? Nobody knows. But Netflix has now got the rights and should be streaming soon, which is good, especially if you are a fan of it. But even if you're new to anime, this will give you a good introduction to it. Now, the third thing. Now, this was the big thing I wanted to talk about before I realized that Netflix was dropping a crap load of stuff, was they have gotten the rights to do a live-action Cowboy Bebop series.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Cowboy Bebop is a rite of passage in anime. No matter if you're new, if you're old, at some point you will know about Cowboy Bebop and you will see it. And the good thing about Bebop is it actually has aged well. Even to this day, it looks good. It is done well. I can watch it now, I can watch it then. It doesn't matter. But here's the thing. I'm a little worried about live-action Cowboy Bebop. Like I said, it is a staple of anime. And let's face it, Netflix and their live-action adaptations, has not done very well. There are 2 things that are gonna have to be done well to get this to be done to where no one's gonna complain. Yes, people are gonna complain, but if they can do these 2 things well, then there'll be less complaints. Number one, choosing the right actors. This is a key point. I do not want any big name actors attached to this. I truly don't. Even if you look at this picture of Benedict Cumberbatch cosplaying as Spike, as much as I want this because he looks like it, I don't want anyone big. Because knowing our luck, we'll get, Scarlett Johansson doing Faye Valentine. And no. I think I want some new people. I want Spike. I want someone scrawny who could do Bruce Lee's martial arts. I want someone to do Jet real well. I want them to be bald. I want that mechanical arm. I can't remember if it's the right or left arm, but I want that mechanical arm. Faye Valentine, I don't know anyone who looks like her, but I want to see what they can pull off. Edward, I want to see someone pull off Edward. I want them to be hyper and silly like she is. And Ainz, I want a corgi. I want a corgi in this live action. I don't want to just see it once and it's never brought up again. I want that dog to be seen in every freaking episode that it's supposed to be in. And I also do not care about a completely Japanese cast. I'm sorry, Bebop is one of those animes where none of them look Japanese. Except for a few characters here and there. Spike looks like a white guy. Jet could be a Middle Eastern guy. Faye looks like a white chick. Ed looks like a Mexican. I'm sorry, she does. And Ainz, well, Ainz is a dog. I want a corgi. And the second thing, this is a big one for me because Bebop is one of the few animes I actually own the complete soundtrack to. I want the music. I want jazz. I want the upbeat. I basically want you to take the bands that did the songs in the original one. I want you to bring them back and do new ones. Or do the classic ones. I do not want any upbeat hip-hop. Nothing. I don't want to see people like Rihanna, Beyonce, Izzy, Jay-Z, whatever the fuck his name is. I do not want that. I want classic jazz. That's what's supposed to be in this. And I swear to God, if they try to put some rock or some rap in that, I fucking give up. Alright, number 4. Now, this is the one that I said that I don't think Netflix had any control over. It is the cancellation of Daredevil. Now, we've already had the cancellation of Iron Fist, which nobody was really surprised on. We had the cancellation of Luke Cage, which some people were kind of surprised on. And we never heard anything about another season for Jessica Jones. I'm guessing they're not going to sign off on that one. And now we have the cancellation of Daredevil. Now, a lot of people are complaining Netflix shouldn't have done that. These are popular shows. These should not be taken off the air. But here's the thing. We are less than 30 days away from 2019. What is happening in 2019? Disney is getting their own streaming service. In 2019, it has already been told that when this streaming service starts for Disney, they are going to move all of their content, be it movies or shows, off of all other stations and bring them over to their network. Now you see, I think that Disney did not renew their contracts on purpose. If they can get the shows to be canceled on Netflix, stop their contracts with them, and then bring them over to their service, they already know there are dedicated fans who are going to watch these shows. So I personally think that Disney is doing another move to keep the money in the House of Mouse. Before the Disney streaming service starts, if you want to catch up on Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, or Daredevil, you might want to do it soon, before that mouse takes all the shows. And fifth and final news, Netflix has announced that they are going to do an anime-style version of Blade Runner. It is based actually between the original Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. Apparently, there were little shorts that were done. I think it was around for Blade Runner 2022, I think it was. I've never seen them, but they are going to go with something similar to that. Now, the crew that did those are not attached to it, but Netflix is going to be doing their own version. I'm actually very happy about this because I am a huge fan of Blade Runner. I love the original. I like the 2049. I don't think a lot of people appreciate it because these are long movies. So maybe if we can get a series out of it, maybe more people will be able to appreciate the lore, the world, the stories of Blade Runner. Now, the thing about Blade Runner, not much has been announced. We don't know who the main protagonist is. We don't know if it's going to be Deckard between that time where he left the agency and was on the run, or if it's going to be maybe like a prequel to, what was his name in 2049K, I think it was. We don't know if it's going to be his prequel, but I'm going to want to see this because it's a great sci-fi story. It was 2 great films, and it has a cult following, which I know if they do this, people are going to flock to this. And hopefully it will get the world to expand and people will enjoy it more. Anyways, that's all the news I got for you. In under 2 weeks, Netflix has just been slamming us with things that are happening, and the year isn't even over yet. They may come out with something new. I don't know, but I'm going to keep my eye out. And let me know what you think of this. Are you excited for some of these shows? Are you bummed that Daredevil is getting canceled? What about Evangelion? Have you ever watched it? Do you think you'll be interested? Let me know what you think. I'm the Noob. I'll catch you all later. See ya.